All right, just say your name so I can see the logo.
Scott Johnston. SJ. Oh, shit. No way. Wow, love that signature. Not specifically this one, but I remember those moments. Yeah, so random. Yeah, this is super random. This graphic is random. Yeah, yeah. I can't even understand why this is my graphic, but yeah. I forget who did it. It was either Jesse McMillan or like these two Russian twins, like in SF. They were called the Corner Twins, and they would draw board graphics together, and they skated. I don't know. It was either Wingding, Mike Ko, or I think actually it was him. He approached me. He's like, "Yo, Justin's starting this thing." I met up with Justin and I saw what they were working on, and it was pretty rad stuff. First, I was gonna quit. I went and met with Greg Carroll. I skated for Thank, and had like a sit down with him. Pretty much backed out of the Mad Circle thing the first time because I love Greg Carroll. He really saw something in me early on as a kid, so I felt like, yeah, I owed it to him. Pretty quickly, again, it was inevitable. I saw something that they were doing that I just want to be a part of. Got on from the start, yeah. That's the thing, it was art direction was key. The other brands were going down this other route, and Mad Circle had, Twist as the artist, doing all the board graphics, and then Justin was just so geeked out on what we were doing. It was really cool. So much energy. You go to his house and he's like, look at this and look at this, and he's figuring it out along the way. I think that's what just seeing that peak at that time, that's kind of got me into wanting to design, kind of seeded it, I think. No input. I got to see it all unfold, and it was usually all pretty good. This was a weird time of the brand. This is when Twist wasn't involved, but this is when skating kind of took some weird cartoon route, and it got a little messy. It's the Twist one. He drew, drew a sad dude, and he sewed all it's on a note paper, and he sewed it all together by hand. I mean, it just had so much texture, and it was incredible. I think it was a slick bottom, but Justin gave me the art, so I have the original art. And Justin's he's handing it to me, regretting it as he hands it to me. Man, I shouldn't give this to you. And then I have it framed in my house, and my wife hates it. She's like, I don't want that hanging up in the house. It's depressing and whatever. But I'm like, this thing's incredible. So I got it down in the basement by my computer. Yeah, that one. And then it's funny, he did the Shadow series too, which was cool. I never even met Twist. He kind of pinpointed me pretty well with the shadow. He took a photo, and then it was this nervous, the guy was all shaking and all hunched over, and I was like, that's how he sees me. Yeah, a lot of good stuff out of there. There you go. That's cool. Sick. Yeah. I think this is one of the most talked about boards I've ever had. People are like, I want that 2002 board. You got that? There's a lot of this is the one graphic people seem to really love. Yeah, I mean, these are incredible. And you know what? I'm an idiot because I should have been grabbing every series like this when I was skating for them. I only focused on my own boards just to make sure I had them all, but man, the series like this were incredible. I don't know, this might be it, yeah. Yeah, there were so many good ones. All the robots, there was a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, and he just, again, I don't know how, sometimes he just, I don't know, he had good, insight on, who everyone was from afar. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, he nails it. Yeah. You're a bunny and you're a tiger, and you know what I mean? He could figure it out. I have this one, yeah. No, I have maybe one Evan original art piece. It was just he did these wood blocks, all these stencil, and it was cool. He was experimenting, doing something new. And we were on tour. We all came through his house, which is rad. And then he showed us his studio, which is the coolest space ever. All of these things are hanging. It's looks like a gallery pretty much. And he had everyone, a graphic for everyone that we showed up, and he signed everything and hooked us up. So dude, yeah. I remember this board. Sick. Oh, man. Yeah. Was it his first one? Oh man, honestly, it's giving me chills, dude. Yeah, fuck. Yeah. I remember seeing him at like a lot of like young, or relatively young, yeah, young. Like we were all like probably like 13 to 15 at like contests, and I just saw him from afar, and he was already like, I mean, what at that time I was like, that dude's the best. Can't really remember specifically the time I got to meet him, but yeah, it's just the DC days, like always skating with all those guys and trying to feed off them, like him and Chris and all those dudes. Yeah, I just wanted to be skating with them because they were the best. I don't know, he always had like a little like extra something to everything he did. God, yeah, I can always see that like that little extra snap like in his body and just that like that tight, I don't know, it was just like a tight flick about everything he did. In SF, we were like neighbors, like directly across the hall almost. I don't know. Honestly, I remember all his shit was stolen out of his apartment. All his clothes, I think all his clothes, not even his ladies' clothes, because I think it was like a skater, took all his shit and took it to Buffalo Exchange and sold it. I think he just let the wrong dude in and that kid just figured out how to come back. I don't know if that's a great story, but it's a story. Yeah, man, fuck. Yeah, Pepe's the man, dude. It's kind of cool. Yeah, that's a good shape. Very flat, yeah. This wood was good, but it was so flat. Sick. Yeah, Mr. Neat. Again, fucking Evan, man. That guy could nail it. Yeah, this was a great series too. Keenan stickers. This was like a great one because the stickers were cool. I know, and they were always like, oh, you never got one. We got to do that. And like, and then it never happened. I don't know why. Yeah, they couldn't think to. I'm gonna hit them up, man. I'm gonna see if they'll give me one. Yeah, maybe. I don't know these days. Yeah, hopefully that would be great. There's still maybe chance. I don't know. I think it was just like timing. They were like, yeah, we should do it, and then they must forget, and then they're building a line and they're planning stuff, and it doesn't work out into the line. One of the boards that got away from me that I really wish I had that one. Yeah. No, nothing specific. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I cared if they were bad. I mean, I skated for chocolate because I didn't think anything was bad. Like this was like like if it was girl or chocolate, I chose chocolate. I thought chocolate was the better brand. The logo was cool, the graphics were cool, the team was the coolest. Chocolate's cooler than girl. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a little weird these days, and but they're my friends, and I'm their friends. I don't want too much time to pass, so it's because the more time that passes, things get weirder. So I've been through too much, so yeah. Sick. Yeah, Keenan. This graphic, I mean, this sticker, that was on my board for years later. After he passed, this was on everyone's board. I feel like, just to have him close. Yeah, dude. Keenan was like a magical person. He lit up everything, every session, like anything. Like the van ride, singing, he'd be singing the funniest chick songs, like so into it. Yeah. I remember all those guys would come through, like, cause of Huff. It's crazy for like, he was like a kid then, he was charming, Yeah, he was truly charming. And I remember skating flat with him, and you're trying any trick, and he'd like, just put your foot right there. Like, put your toe there, and it would work. He had it figured out, it was cool. I remember driving up to Vancouver in the back, and like, God, who is he singing, man? He was like in the back singing like the whole way to Vancouver. And like normally that would be the worst drive. It's like 22-hour drive from LA, and it was like hysterical. It was hysterical. It was like you didn't want the ride to end. So much fun being stuck in a van with him. He had that energy everyone gravitated towards. There was like 8 hotel rooms, everyone was in Keenan's room. His house, everyone went to his house. When he was skating, that's where everyone wanted to be. I mean, dude, the stories are endless about Keenan, yeah. Stereotypical Mr. Clean guy. It's funny, yeah. Like I was coined like Mr. Clean, Mr. Neat, just OCD guy. I guess a little bit, yeah. But having kids has definitely taught me to let go a little bit of that. So I don't know if I like this one that much, actually. It's just like a little too like blue, and I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's the colors and the scale, like how it's cropped off. I liked all those boards, all those graphics that sat like real centered and like clean. I guess real neat. This wasn't neat enough. Favorite soap? Oh man, Kiehl's. I'll go one at a time. Oh man.
What's that called?
FTC. I mean, Captain Dookie and the Legion of the Flies by Dell. Like, I don't know how they were trying to smash too much in. Like, they wanted to connect with Dell. I don't know how that became a part of it. Just he did the cover. But yeah, this video was like an honor to be like. This is when I first relatively got out to SF, and quickly kind of linked up with Mesa and a lot of these guys in the video, as you know, quickly became friends. And just filming this video, I was like, that was an honor, man. Nah, Mesa had incredible taste. Like this video is perfect. I mean, I hung with Mesa probably almost every day, so he knew me well. I want to say Greg Hunt. My roommate, this guy John Moe, he's also from DC. He's like, yo, you should come out here. And he knew I wanted to be out there. So he's like, come stay with me. And then he knew Greg. So I think that was like one of the first person we ran into. And Greg was like, instantly like just took me in as a friend, which was really cool. And then it just snowballed from there. Greg, Mike York, Shamil. I remember like Shamil. Like I think of this now, I'm like, what kid would be like, oh man, you need new shoes? I'll take you to FTC. Like I'd never been there, and he like took me on the train, like took me on the bus, like took me there, you know, showed me. I mean, maybe he needed to get something, but that wasn't like his priority. He's like, oh, let's go. I'll take you there. Yeah, it was the first time going to FTC. Yeah, and I was like, what is this place? There's like tennis rackets hanging, and it was like, this is this place? It's really random. Kent and like everyone there, you could see that this was like an epicenter for all the skaters. I had a tab, yeah, that thing was, is there photos of the book? Because I think, because the book, that thing is incredible. I settled up, yeah. I think so, I bet I can't. Let me know if I'm not settled up. I'll send you something. I mean, I can remember like the feeling, you know, I grew up skating Pulaski, and like we had like a rad scene there. The ultimate place to be was Embarcadero. I feel like I remember like rolling up on the brakes, and then you cut that corner and it's just like, it's just like glowing. It's incredible. I mean, you see people everywhere. Holy, there's Javante and there's Kelt. Henry's over there. I was like 18 and definitely nervous. These are like the best dudes. I feel pretty blessed to get there in time to like have a couple years of seeing the best street skating scene of that time for sure. I remember one night just seeing like Eric switch 360 flip the 7, pretty low key. You know, I think I was sitting there with like Sheffy and like a couple other people, and they were just like, yeah, that's Eric Costin over there. Quietly, he just did it like so fast, and just like, I think he just left. He didn't really seem to have a connection to any of those guys at that time. There was all sorts of crazy stories there. I remember Kelts tried to ollie. Some girl was sitting there, I think he tried to ollie her. Like, as she sit on the stairs, I think he like hit her in the back of the head. I mean, I could go on, you know. Oh, he was fucking the coolest, yeah. There was somehow I got a pass, man. They were all super easy on me. Kels didn't give me shit, but you know who gave me shit? Matt Schnurr, dude. You know, I skated for Think at the time, and he comes up, you wanna buy some wheels? And I'm like, no thanks, you know, and he's like, fucking sure, fucking don't buy them, go to the store, buy them fucking $30, like just snapped on me. And I was like, all right, like, and just went on my way. No, I'm confronting him now. Yeah, Schnurr was sick. Yeah, no, Schnurr's my man. I love Schnurr. I don't know, I just think the blocks. You know, they had like a really nice nose slide, like tail slide, nose grind. So, yeah, some, but I think quickly I learned like that's where all like switch crooks really worked really well there. Oh, E&B. For me, I didn't really get Pier 7. Like I would go there and skate there a lot, but it was just too small and too confined. Penal code? FTC, penal code. I feel like when Embarcadero was like becoming harder to skate, so it forced us to branch out and skate like the avenues and different places. And I think this is, yeah, skating with Pulio and Huff a lot at this time. Again, killer crew. All the music was good in FTC videos though. Yeah, the song was good. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what this is, but it's cool. Yeah, I didn't pick it, Mesa. I don't think he would let anyone pick their music. I think he let Mike pick a song, that was probably it. Or let Mike have input.
Conquistador, your stallion stands in need of company. And like some angels haloed bright, you reek of purity.
These are like cool honor to be in these videos, yeah. Filming this time was fun and natural and it just came together. It wasn't like these planned out things like people do now. It was just like, I don't know, we'll see what happens today. See if we can document something.
Something to find, like a sea note, best to unwind. Twisted door, a vulture sits upon your silver sheet. And in your rusty scabbard now, the sand has taken seed. And all your jewelry.
Bobby has one of the, you know, obviously this is a standout part, I think, yeah. I'll say Bobby has my favorite part. Obviously Huff footage is always my favorite. I like Mike's part in the first one. That long first brown marble line.
IB 411.
I am Jack, and
I am short. I am short. IB 411.
I am Chip.
I am again, and I be traveling. I am short. IB 411.
But yeah, another banger. This is the first Mad Circle video, Let the Horns Blow. This thing is incredible. Look at that box. Yeah, I got to be pretty involved with this with Justin. I remember flying down to Orange County when he was like editing at New Deal and like sitting in the editing bay with him. Justin was rad, man. He really like involved me early on to be a part of whatever I want to be a part of. Filmed this probably at the same time I was filming for FTC, and we were just like, all right, I got another kickflip here and this is my other kickflip, and just kind of obviously picking the best for this. And it's funny, the FTC video was amazing, and I feel like it was all like people's kind of leftover stuff. Yeah, this team, man, Tuss, Moses. Moses was like my favorite skater. Like when I saw him show up to Embarcadero, like he showed up and I saw him hammer the ledges. We became friends there, and then things fell apart for him on Rio. I almost feel like we traveled up to Vancouver to like get him. Not like this corporate way to get some rider, you know, but like, let's just go up there and like see what he's up to. Yeah, that was sick to have him a part of the team, and he pushed it harder than people were pushing it back then. He would lean into the ledges way harder. Yeah, his video was sick. My part, yeah, I liked my part. There's things I wish I did more, obviously. It's not easy filming. Nothing that I was like totally bummed on. Cool. 5 flavors. This is cool. I mean, this is when like the squad had changed. Sick. I mean, Welsh and Bobby, you know, Carl. But yeah, I was super into Rob for sure. Justin's house was the office, so like we could all come in there, and communication was like really quick. I think Rob stood out the hardest. Rob, this is his standout part, I think. So give it to Rob. My part was super short, but I didn't hate it. I could feel like something's happening. This is kind of ending. My head was like not 100% in it.
Many MCs are misled. misled by the lies that they pump in their heads. The money and the fame that they're hoping to find will never come close to the scope of my rhyme. Now, some have been successful, but really, and yo, these MCs are clearly not nearly up to this level, or should I say caliber. It's just some hype that the company's selling you. Cause they'll take a dud talking crud and they'll push him. But in the next year, someone new will just squish him. Cause when you sell out to appeal to the masses, you have to go back and enroll in some classes. So cash me a check, cause it's
Sick.
what you get.
Yeah, dude, chocolate tour. This was like the honor. Like I said, Girl Like Chocolate, it was chocolate. I got on with like Gino and Keenan, and it's like the heyday, like, I mean, chocolate's evolved to be still amazing, but this is like the squad, yeah. And like the girls and the cameo and Spike's involvement. Yeah, I got on like, I think 6 months before this was done. I feel good because I worked quick for this. My parts have been short, but this one was short for a reason. Otherwise, it was like short because I just couldn't pull footage together. Oh, this is one of my parts that I felt like most proud of, I guess. No, I think skits have been filmed. I think I was in the talks of getting on. It took me a little while to get on Chocolate. Mad Circle went out and definitely talking to them a lot. It felt like an eternity. It was probably like 2 months, but it felt like, what? I want to get on, like I'm not on. Like they had to make sure like all of Girl and Chocolate, or the majority, was cool. They were checking with every guy and like if there was anyone that was resistant. I don't know, I was curious. Like, was Gino fucking resistant, man? My favorite skate shoe is a half cab. It'd probably be the staple at the time when it came out, and I like the rebirth of it and where it is now. It's cool. Stevie's shoe. It's out now, and I'm happy to see how that turned out. I mean, it kind of like passed the baton to the guys when I left, but I feel like they finished it the way I kind of saw it. I skated shell toes. I wouldn't say it was my favorite at the time, but they looked fresh, so I wanted to skate in them. I don't know if I had a favorite. I was like getting like cheap shoes, like whatever was cheap. Skated in Troop, skated in like crazy like leather cons, like all that basketball stuff. I think I tried to skate in Air Force Ones, like, yeah. They were incredibly thick, yeah. I saw some people skate in them, I'm like, that looks sick. You know, it looks fresh. And then you do it and you're like, this is horrible. You know what, I like a lot of shoes, so I think I can find something I like in everything I design. How's that? Yeah, I would say I was like a mild shoe collector. There was certain things like the Nike Woven I got super keyed in on. Definitely that like spawned my interest in like making shoes. I mean, the quick go-to would be video days, obviously. Because, yeah, it just like hit me right at the right point. I was a couple years in. I could feel like I was figuring it out. It's not going to say I was getting good, but I was like figuring it out, like learning some stuff. And then you see that and you're just like, whoa, video days for sure. Loved all the 8th Street videos too, though. Shackle Me Not. No, when I lived in DC, I would come up to Philly. And that would be as far as I went. It's funny, I would go to Philly. Dude, I don't think my mom knew like I was gonna take the car to Philly. Drove to Philly with like a couple buddies. And then we met like Ricky Iola and Roger Brown, and Stevie was there, but he was like 8. Roger and Ricky had like an apartment, and like, yeah, stay with us. So we just like stay the night, like wouldn't come home. My mom, I don't know, my mom figured I was at my friend's house. I was a good kid, so she didn't really trip on me, but the world, you know, that we lived in, it was fun. He was the dude at DC, like that was the guy. I feel like I wanted his approval. If it was into me, then I felt like I'd done it. Like that was like the guy in DC at that time. Oh, style, man. Another sweetheart. Nicest dude on the board. That's another dude, like I skated for Think, probably because of him and like Ronnie Bertino. He's like a mythical legend to me. Like I saw him skating, he was just like too sick to approach. Ill East Coast filmer, yeah. Damn sick. I had definitely a good time skating and filming with him, coming up to Philly, yep. Yeah, rad dude. Another one of like the DC like legends. Yeah, he's sick, man. We're in touch now. A couple dads, just checking in, seeing how life's going. Oh man, that's a dope cover, man. Color coordinated, everything cover, that's incredible. They're pretty fresh, dude. Look how fresh those sneakers are. You can see that they're crazy bricks. It's incredible we skated in shoes like that back then. I thought it was dope, yeah. Yeah, it was sick. I don't know what's in here. Sick. I didn't see this coming. Yeah. My first Lakai ad, everyone was killing it with their ads. I feel like we were all putting our all into Lakai at the time. The ad layout was sick, and they were like, "You're up for an ad." I was like, "Man, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't got anything." And I was like, maybe I could try that. I don't even know if it'll be good enough. This turned out better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like a quicker grind maybe, and I kind of just got leaned into it and it worked. Cool story about this. I went with Mike Ballard to shoot this ad. It was just me and him, no videographer, it was just me and him, and we're shooting film. It's like a bust, and we're like going back and forth, and tried for a while, and then I finally did it, and I could tell like this hesitation. He's like, "I think I got it." Because he ran through the roll like at the end. I think the ad was due on like Thursday, it was like a Monday. Get the film back Tuesday. It was like a pretty good one, and you could see like right when I'm about to land, like that's it. And I think they were trying to piece it together. I'd missed the grind, had done a lot of tail slides, so they're gonna piece it together. And Rick was like, "I don't know, man. I don't think it doesn't look right." You know, in my head, I'm like, "Well, I did it. You could put it together and be fine." And they were like, "You gotta go back." I think I tried it before and it didn't work. And then that time I somehow got it. So I had to go back, and they were like, "We're sending Ty with you this time." It all worked out for the better. Getting it on footage was always cool.
Coming in. Get close. As soon as you hear the camera. Like,
How much are you framing this right here, though? Because if you frame it like that.
I just need the first fucking ride up, you know what I mean? And then as soon as you hear the camera go, just start moving in, like move in. I'll show you.
Just cut that tight, though, and I'll be right here.
That's all the way. Where your hand was right there would have been in the way of his board. Feel again.
What a blessing in disguise it was.
What happened here the other day?
Ballard blew it.
I didn't blow it. How's I know the guy's gonna grind halfway the block? 14 frames, I ran out of film.
No, at that time, Ty was like the guy to be with. He just brought a lot of energy to the sessions. I think we all just wanted to skate with Ty because I felt like he was bringing the best out of everyone. He's like, you got this. Like, you'd fall, he'd be like patting you, he'd be picking you up, like, you got it. You need that support when you're out there, like, skating, because you could be like, oh, fuck it, we'll come back. He can read people really well. It's funny, that's my best part. But I had like 3 tricks. The ultimate part, I feel like that's one of Mike's best parts. Rick was one of my favorite skaters as well. I think those 2 dudes are some of my favorite skaters. So to be in a part with those guys and like do my best alongside of them.
Brainstorm the back of the bank, bustin' loose like Muggsy. typhoons to rock Calhoun with a platoon of backwards ass buffoons ready to shoot anything that moves on the tunes from the blue. The throne mask on, khakis ounce gone, house shoes on. I'ma start it off skitzing on the first nigga song. Hit the stats. Heard me, hear me, heard that words don't pass the front door. Before you gotta show them your heart and soul. When Desert Eagle flow explode and watch them fold. The other niggas froze, you knew better. Mask in an all blue sweater, 2 pumps ready for a ride. 4 Beretta, 6 hostages with a loss of oxygen. Wet as a river, 16 breaks to flip. After I flip these bitch niggas throw they shit. I've been down with the twist since 86. Hyperactive with automatic snap and reaction. I'm sick of waiting. A 38, I'm jacking for dating. Kick the door in for sure. Double force ramming, hollow bandit, ready to knock them off. Then they stand in position to Kansas. Telegraph the whole parameter. Paralyze anything that walks through the parameter. Cervical veins lacerated, launched the missiles. Interrogated and operated, posted with pistols. Time for war, this is when the hearts explode. Change up the game, cocking and sparks explode. I'm a marksman, touching death, 10 steps and draw. And that's all into anything before. In the World War, off like a Concorde jet. A fool, DPG set in the World War. This is when the hearts explode. Change up the game, cock, sparks explode. Man, oppressive, panic, and then start stitching. Not giving a fuck while all y'all bitch. This is for all my G's, my homies. Flipping birds and serving keys. I'm with King T in the licks. Alcohol it up like bitch. Get the fuck off my dick. I got pistols, pills, acid, bomb, crank, crystallized coke and lines. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was hyped, dude. It was funny, because the day I get on, I remember I was like already getting boards, and Rick just comes into the warehouse. He's like, yeah, I should probably start working on a board graphic. And I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, you're on. They're always super nonchalant about how they deliver the info. Yeah, like pinnacle like stuff that you're super excited about. Good style. So, yes, Stevie's part. That was best part, Stevie's part. Man, that's great. These things are like in good condition, dude. Whoa, almost dropped it. Sorry.